Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live. This is Elaine and Rose. I'm Elaine, one of the newest jewelry designers, and I have Rose with me.
Hi. I'm here to keep her calm.
Yes. Try to keep me calm. Today, we're going to be making polymer clay candy corn earrings today. And we are being recorded, so remember, if you miss any of it, you could go back and watch it from the beginning. But also, please remember to follow, share, subscribe, and like.
And all that good stuff. And I want to point out here that Elaine is like professional mini fake food maker. Now, me personally, I prefer the real food, but she's making this great mini food. So you can go on our gallery of designs at Fire Mountain Gems and see all the great food she's made. I mean, she's made these little tiny chocolates, little itty bitty, totally edible looking chocolates. Don't eat them. They're really cute, but not that good tasting.
Yes.
And she's made mini pizzas, and she's made mini donuts. And today it's not mini candy corns; it's regular size candy corns.
Say pretty much regular size. I mean, they're small anyway.
And while we're here too, we want to ask you guys, send us your comments, because we love your comments, because this is live. We're really going to talk to you. Send us your comments. Do you like or hate candy corn?
Yes. Oh, I have a story.
Yeah?
I started out thinking I would like these candy corns. So these candy corns you can make in any different colors. We're going to do the traditional yellow, orange, and white today. But if you know it's seasonal, they come out with different colors at Easter and everything. Well,
They don't taste the same.
no, they don't. And I'm going to tell you, at Thanksgiving, I bought the Thanksgiving pack, which has
Like the brown one.
yes. And it was like roast turkey, green beans, cranberry sauce, apple pie.
They were flavored like green beans and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, I meant like the brown and orange ones that are like chocolate flavored.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Would Elaine buy them again? No.
No.
No. I think I'm going to stick with the traditional. But I did see some fall festival flavors. They're doing a play on like the carnivals and fairs, and they have like kettle corn flavor, funnel cake, cotton candy, snow cone. I mean, they all
Corn dogs?
I didn't see corn dog. Corn dog with mustard. It sounds intriguing, but I still love the traditional.
I'm traditional.
Yeah.
So tell us how we're going to make a traditional.
Yes. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to make the traditional yellow, orange, and white candy corn.
They look very edible.
They are. Speaking of edible, how did you eat them? Because I start with the white. I eat the white part off.
I want to know these people. I mean, I did that. I would nibble the white, and then I nibble the orange, and I nibble the. Did you do that too?
Yes. And yeah. tell us what you like about it, what you hate about it, what flavors you like. Did you guys try what I tried? Did you try?
I've never even heard of it. Ew.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving feast
Yeah.
candy
It
corn.
was Thanksgiving dinner in candy corn.
Cranberry sauce might be okay. But
Actually, the apple pie one was not too bad.
Oh.
Just apple cinnamon, but that was about it.
okay.
Okay, so we're going to start off, and we have Sculpey Primo bars, which I actually love working with Sculpey. And these are 2-ounce bars. And, like these lines represent probably maybe quarter of an ounce. So,
Yeah.
one great thing about working with polymer clay in mini form is you don't have to use a whole lot.
One bar will last a very long
Yeah,
time.
it did. It saved me during the pandemic. So I'm going to start off and giving you just a little bit of yellow. Thank you. You're welcome. And I'm going to take some yellow from me. And then we're going to do a little bit of orange for you. Thank you. You're welcome. Orange for me. And the white is very, very small. I'm going to take one brick and then split it in half for us. Now, we all know working with white, we transfer color, right? And you want your hands,
Thank you.
so,
Especially if you have pets in the house. I usually get fuzzies in my polymer clay.
and polymer clay's favorite handy accessory, I should say, is baby wipes. Okay. We are going to, when we're molding these, we are going to be transferring a little bit of the color onto the white, but you can use your wipe to wipe off the white after we mold, sculpt it.
And you could also use a Q-tip dipped in alcohol to get any sharpsies that you don't like That's an official term, schmutzy.
It is. I've heard her say it a lot. So okay, so we're gonna start by molding the yellow, and what we're gonna aim for is just a cane, but it's not your traditional plug cane because we're just going to make it into like a pyramid triangle form. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm looking for is just maybe
A rectangle.
a rectangle, and it doesn't have to be very big. Okay, and the orange is going to be a little bit.
The yellow's on the bottom, right?
Yeah. And the orange is a little bit thicker, so that's why we just have a little bit more to it, right?
Elaine is very big into realism. So she probably went out and bought some candy corns and like measured and make sure, the orange is a little bit more than the yellow.
Yeah. And internet's my friend too. Okay. And then before I touch the white, I'm going to hands off. I mean, like I said, we're still going to have a little bit on it.
Migration.
Yeah, but
I don't want any migration. I don't like orange in my white.
yeah. And then so we're going to do the white as well.
I'm going to trim a little bit of orange off.
Yeah, and again, it's cane. The cane we're making it seems like it's really small, but you're going to realize you can get quite a few pairs out of this. And if you're making a whole lot of these, you could use the whole brick. I mean, you can just depend on how much you want. Yeah, we could have used a little bit more white, but that's good. I think I'm going to trim off a little bit as well because you want them kind of even. So what I'm looking for is kind of like that.
Look at mine's almost candy corn already.
Yep. And it's kind of, at that point, we're just going to slowly push it and make it into a cane, right? So we want to squeeze at the top.
We want it to get triangular.
Yes.
And long and thin like that. Oh, we have questions coming in. Let us not forget the questions.
Yes.
Yay! We were starting to feel like we were all alone and none of you were listening to our craziness.
Patty, what is a cane? A cane is how do we do?
How would you define a cane? Well, it's like a candy cane. Candy canes are about the same wood.
Yeah.
You blend the colors together so that on the end they look like what you want it to look like. But generally they're long and narrow like this, so you can slice as many slices off of the cane, and each one of those slices will look like a candy corn.
Yes.
And you can make really complex canes. I did one once that was a menorah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you, we have quite a few videos on our website about canes as well. Rose has done quite a bit of them as well. And I'm going to be doing a cane on leaves pretty soon.
So essentially at this point, we're trying to reduce this.
Yeah.
And get it down.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't look anything like that. Okay, this is a lane size cane. This is a rose size cane.
But Rose, you know what? You can make a pendant out of that.
That's all right. You're right. It's giant candy corn.
Yeah.
I'm working. Okay. I'm migrating orange onto my white. I hate that.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, if you do have any of that residual, just wipe the sides of the white.
Reduce.
I'm kind of like that pendant.
Also, in the process of reducing, you also help get any air bubbles out.
Yes.
And that's like the enemy of polymer clay is air bubbles.
Yes, because we did join 3 different colors into one, right? So now that we got our cane in, again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to do more sculpting after we slice.
I'm actually going to take off some of my yellow. I'm getting overwhelmed with yellow.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to modify.
Yes. Okay, so now I just sliced off the window, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Then, okay. And you can see it's still kind of wonky-ish or flat, so we're going to just shape more around those little corners on the yellow, right? Make it look like kernels of corn. They look like corners of corn. And then on the white, you want to make it a little bit thinner at the tip. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit more because that's where we're going to put the jump ring. And when you do a jump ring through holes, it's that bend and curve, like you said, kind of is hard to get through. And polymer clay is fragile, not to where it breaks, but, but when you force something like this.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so there's that. And we got hi from
Shakita.
Hey, oh, Kansas.
You don't know your abbreviations, do you?
The teacher is quizzing me. The teacher is quizzing me. Geography was my worst subject. Geography. All right. So we're now
Now I got a candy cane.
there you go.
I don't look as pretty as yours, but I bet you, this is kind of interesting too. So you've been making a cane, and it looks kind of mushy and ooky and not very exciting and not real great. But when you cut them in the middle, watch what you see. All of a sudden, that mushy, ooky, nothing very exciting turns into a beautiful cane. So don't worry about your cane doesn't look perfect.
No.
Just cut it in the middle. You'll see all this cool stuff happening.
And what's great is, like I said, we barely used any clay. So if you want to do it in practice, practice the first time and get your technique down, it's still not going to use a whole lot of clay. And then if the worst case scenario, swirl it all together and have, candy corn colored earrings, right?
Oh, yeah. Be creative. Go ahead. In fact, let us know. What did you create with the candy corn colors? I saw a model today in Vogue who was wearing a white dress and an orange and yellow handbag. And I thought, she looks like a big candy corn.
Okay, candy corn. Don't you love Rose's hat? I mean, literally, it is the perfect thing.
And it was a challenge to get it out of the garage last night, too.
She is definitely in the spirit. Definitely in the spirit of things. All right. So now we got to the point. Let me move.
Here's a good question.
Oh, question. Can I make this really big?
Absolutely.
Yes. You can. You can use more clay. And when Rose stacked them, how did you stack them to where you got really big?
Oh, I did one where I made a kaleidoscope. So I started going around. I used like 6 pieces to make sort of a kaleidoscope type of shape. But you could reverse it. You could do anything. I love polymer anyway.
Yeah, get creative with it. Again.
Oh, my candy corn actually turned out really good.
Yes, it did.
I might have to make another one.
I love the kaleidoscope. Okay, now I'm going to get my glasses because we are going to make the hole into the little white part.
I wonder if my chickens would like this. They look like the corn I give the chickens.
Don't feed your chickens polymer clay. We don't want that.
I know, and they would eat them too. Because they're chickens.
So I'm using a bead needle. This comes out of the kit. What's the kit called?
The bead baking rack.
Bead baking rack that's online in our website. And I'm going to actually use the flatter part, not the pointy part, but the flatter part to make. Oops.
I guess it doesn't even really matter if your candy corns aren't exactly alike, because the candy corns you buy in the package aren't exactly alike.
Right. Exactly.
I like this. This is adorable. Oh, that's right. I am wearing a pair of them. You like the non-pointy end, huh?
I do. And then what I do is just kind of and move it around.
I like to do this. I like to poke it through and give it a little twisty.
There you go. And you could actually use the baking rack. I haven't tried it on these yet because I wasn't sure if the white part was like going to be strong enough, but I'm sure it will work.
Yeah, I would bake that right on the rack.
Yeah. So we could do that. But if you don't have the rack and you want to, these wonderful tiles that I got at Home Improvement Store work so great with polymer clay. I love, you can get them on all different sizes. You could tell the surface that I'm working on is actually one big tile. It just cleans up really well. So we're going to put this in the oven, and you can look at the directions on the manufactured packaging on time and temperature. But the thing about miniature food, you're not using a whole lot of clay. So I would start off and go 5-minute increments. I don't think this is going to
maybe even just start with like half the time.
Well,
but half the time's like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I literally don't, for something this small, maximum time for me is 10 minutes. But, your toaster oven may vary in temperature as well. So things like that, I would check it after 5 minutes and then increase a little bit after that.
Yeah, you've got the recommended time and temperature on the package. recommended. So start smaller than that and
Yes.
work up so you don't burn it, especially like these translucent ones.
Yeah, we can bring these down and
Yeah.
show.
So she did some that were half translucent and half color
Mm-hmm.
to give them a more translucent look. But that translucent, if you burn that, it changes color completely.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you don't overbake any of your clay,
Yeah,
but especially the translucent.
yeah. So yeah, so start out low and then work from there. You can again use the manufacturer's temperature, but watch the time.
Okay, so we got them baked. Now what?
We got one baked. Ta-da, by the metal. They are going to come out and you let them cool. And I had already let them cool, and I glazed them with some diamond glaze, which I love. Actually, Rose introduced this to me. I was using the Sculpey gloss, which works great too, because I use this.
You can have them matte finish like this or add the diamond glaze and make them shiny.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I've used the Sculpey satin and gloss, and they're both great. I use the satin one all the time. But since Rose introduced me, the diamond glaze has, to me, just a little bit of a harder surface and a glossier surface. So I tend to now use diamond glaze. Okay, I need my glasses for this.
Me too.
Okay, so now that we got that, I have some jump rings here for you, Rose. And we're going to put the larger one through first.
I think we're making earrings for everybody at Fireman Jen.
Yes, we are. We have it.
Because we did practice a little bit, to make sure we could do it smoothly for you guys.
Look at your getting there quick. He's a pro. Okay. So I put the jump ring right through the hoop. Okay.
And these are nice large jump ring. These are about a 20 gauge.
Yeah. And what I like to use the larger ones, especially with the clay and being the thickness as it is, I just want to make sure that it goes through without too much shoving in there without breaking it.
And this is makes it a little less strong because they're so big.
Right.
But polymer clay weighs practically nothing.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Just make sure you close them up good. And we had more questions.
Can I use UV resin to glaze these? Yes, you can. Yeah. Yes, definitely. It'd be even a stronger finish. All right, so I got the little one. And these are, what's great about polymer crafting too is it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Hence, okay, we had pre-baked these, but again, it only takes 5 to 10 minutes to bake and probably another 5-10 minutes to cool and maybe another 5-10 minutes to assemble. But you literally can do a whole bunch of these in a day.
And not only that, but look at all the cane we still have left. Yes, so we can go off and experiment with or make whatever we want with it. Yeah.
And that, again, that is using just a tiny bit.
Imagine the craft fairs coming up.
Yes.
You could make a bunch of candy corn earrings and make your fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, because the price of a 2-ounce bar, a few dollars, and literally use only 3.
Okay, so we're winding down. Is there any other questions? Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I think have we got it?
I think so. And if you want to see any of the polymer food clay items that I did, go on our website, search polymer clay, or put my name, Elaine. Probably put a Y after it. For young.
And we would like to point out it is 90-something degrees here at Rats Pass today, and we are celebrating Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. Joining us.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.